Hey everyone, Chris Hansen here of Hansen vs. Predators, and Can't Your Predator, why don't you have a seat right over there and listen to Kyle and Brandon, our podcast. According to my chat logs, Kyle and Brandon have interesting guests.
No, I hated it.
Yeah.
Everybody's sweaty, everybody's on drugs, so they're super sweaty but also touchy, and then they touch your face, then you leave there, and the next day you have pimples.
Fantastic conversation.
He's underground in a lab, floating in a tank of water, because he almost died.
And most important, no predators.
Here at Intoxicated Reviews, we intellectually dissect the art of cinema, scene by scene. Here's some clips.
All he is, it's just a fucking big wooden doll full of cum, chasing kids around.
You look up guys who poop in a bag.
I think that's where you'll find him. Because he is hurt.
It's probably just in your search history anyway, isn't it?
This movie fucking blows.
So don't forget to subscribe to Intoxicated Reviews on all places you find podcasts. Except Spotify. We're working on it.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Oh, hey, Internet. Welcome back to the Intoxicated Podcast. Welcome back to the Intoxicated Podcast. This is Halifax's comedy podcast that gets personal. Welcome to the second time that I'm recording this intro, because the first time I sounded like a big ol' negative Nelly. And I know I have to stop doing that. So just gonna be honest with you guys, I'm really hating this quarantine. I'm really ready for it to be over. This has been my personal hell, and I don't feel like myself. And that's just the honest truth of my situation. That said, for some reason, I've decided to do a 15-hour live stream marathon on Saturday, May 23rd. And you should tune in, because how sad would it be if I streamed for 15 hours to no viewers? That would be very sad, which is kind of on brand for me, but still, I don't want that to happen. So mark your calendars, May 23rd, Saturday. It's going to be 15 hours on YouTube and Twitch, starting at noon Atlantic time. Tune in. There's going to be a lot of comedians. I'm going to be chit-chatting with probably every single comedian in Halifax. We will be doing a live debates segment. We will be doing a roast segment. I'm probably going to have a musical guest as well, and potentially a podcasting workshop. So I got some things planned. Is it too much for me to take on with how shitty my productivity has been lately? Probably. But at the same time, it is something to look forward to. It is something for me to do, and also a way to interact with you all. So I hope you tune in to the 15-hour live stream taking place on Saturday, May 23rd. This week's guest is comedian Nick Martinello, who's originally from Dartmouth but has lived in Toronto and the UK, and he's been all over. He has a brand new comedy album out that you should all check out. This podcast was a long time in coming. We've tried to record a couple times, and we finally got to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure to check out Nick on social media, and of course, make sure you're following Intoxicated Podcast on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Intoxicated Podcast on Twitter at @in_toxicated. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything, you can email it to intoxicatedpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're a listener of the show, an awesome thing for you to do would be to leave an iTunes rating or review. That is extremely helpful. It gets the podcast visibility, and if your review is entertaining enough, I will read it on the podcast. And another quick reminder to definitely check out the YouTube page and subscribe over there. Also on Twitch, subscribe wherever you like to watch things so that you don't miss the notification for the live stream marathon. And stay tuned for more details on that. But for now, enjoy this week's episode with Nick Martinello.
Oh, well, it's going on. It's happening.
It's happening. We're here.
We did it.
Because we were supposed to record back in December, weren't we? And then we both were sick.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we definitely, there's something going around. Not like now.
Not like
Imagine
now.
we both got, before when getting sick was a joke.
Yeah, when getting sick was like, I'll probably not die. But now people are having strokes in their sleep, so.
Yeah, it's
yay!
really fun.
It's really fun. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you? It's been a while, yeah.
It's been a while, yeah. Things are boring, and yeah,
You got a pretty good setup there. I like the lighting.
Oh, thanks so much. Trying to be like a Twitch streamer lighting.
Yeah?
It's all about LEDs, blues and purples. Apparently.
I got the, is that what it is? I got the, I think the night, do you use that, what's it called, like night vision or what? Yeah, night light. Makes everything yellow. I'm turning it off, so I'm going to get a full spectrum of color.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, it's definitely got this like ocean vibe going on. So.
Yeah, I like blues and purples. Like, I like the cool lighting.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I don't normally record this. Like, normally my desk is the other way around, and I usually have like a backdrop behind me. But now that like my guests aren't here with me, it's no point in doing that. So.
This is more real. This is raw.
Yeah. It's like, this is my depression nest. It's very messy. I never clean either. I'm just like, this is what it is, people. It's been almost 2 months of being in this tiny apartment, and this is what it is.
It's not so bad. I mean, there's things strewn about, but it's not really like it's not like there's filth.
No.
You know what I mean? It looks clean.
Most girls aren't filthy. We're just unorganized, and not all of us like pick our stuff up, you know?
Yeah. I think that's pretty much everybody.
But God, like, some people can be dirty. Some people can be like,
oh yeah.
You know, like
there's
a thing of like dust everywhere.
My friend, this guy, when I lived with him, he'd always put like, he'd eat like a pork chop or like a T-bone, like, and then just like leave them in cups, like in the living room. So he'd come out with like a big piece of meat and he'd just gnaw on the bone and then leave it in a mug, like he was drinking coffee out of, and then just there was all these like bones everywhere, just like rotting bones.
That's, at least it's not rotting meat though. If the meat was off the bones,
you gotta eat those bones. Yeah.
Rotting meat though, like I'll because I don't compost, I just put everything in the garbage.
Oh my God, that's bad for the environment.
It probably is.
Because those compost bags, like apparently all the gas or something gets trapped in them, and it's like just these big methane sort of.
Yes.
Yeah, something bad happens when you don't compost.
I should start doing that because it's something easy that I should do. And the thing is, my issue is that like it takes me a while to pick up a habit.
Mm-hmm.
Like tonight, for example, like I'm drinking vodka soda water right now. It's just a boring drink, but I wanted to get White Claws because I heard that liquor store is selling White Claw. And I've never tried White Claw. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to go do that. But they close at 6, and my brain still hasn't realized that the liquor store closes early now and that everything closes early. Like, it takes me forever to remember things. I'm dumb. That's what I'm saying. But something needs to be like a routine for a while for me to like.
I think that's a habit though. You pick it up over time.
Yeah.
You gotta. I don't know if that's dumb. You might be dumb in other ways, but I think that's pretty much how like habits work. You know.
Yes. I'm definitely dumb in other ways, but then I'm smart in other ways too. Like.
You're on the spectrum of intelligence.
I'm on the spectrum of intelligence. That's what it is. Anyways, let's fucking get into this episode, shall we, everybody? I'm here with a very special guest, someone I've been trying to get on for a while now. He has a brand new comedy album out. It's Nick Martinello. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Thanks for having me.
No problem.
But so you couldn't get the White Claws tonight.
I know, very sad.
So what's the difference between that and your current drink?
I think it's more flavor. Like, I think there's different flavors of it. Whereas this is just literally like, it's pretty boring. It's pretty bland.
Yeah.
But also I hear that White Claw is like a very classic white girl drink. It's
really like becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Like I was just over in the UK and they don't have it there, but you know, I'm just seeing all these like friends in Toronto. Everyone's going on about White Claw, and yeah, it's weird.
It's a craze right now.
Taking over. I think it's like a health thing. People want to be healthy alcoholics. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I'm a pretty boring drinker. Like, I pretty much stick to vodka soda. I'll drink red wine every now and then, but I used to drink like everything, like mixture of everything. And I gained like so much weight from drinking so much. And so the main reason I switched to just this was like, okay, well, I can drink it and I don't really get too hungover and there's not a lot of calories in it. So
Yeah.
it's the safer option. It's just kind of boring to drink.
Yeah, I pretty much quit drinking because I only like drinking beer.
Yeah.
And I decided that I just was going to be, fat for the rest of my life. Like I was just going to be like, I just this constantly gaining and losing weight. And I was just like, I can't, it's not sustainable. So
No.
just
And it makes you feel like shit, kills your motivation the next day.
Yeah, I tried to get on the vodka sodas. I just hated it. It's just like, this is just water, Why am I paying? I can't, at least when I order a beer, I'm like, okay, it looks like there's like some, especially if you get a craft beer, it's like there's some craftsmanship.
Yes.
You could even call it craft beer.
There's
but when someone just dumps like a flavorless substance into like a glass and then it's like $8, you're like, what the fuck? I'm just paying to be here. Yep. That's the only way you're at a bar or something,
Well, that's one thing about me is I'm like from the Maritimes. I grew up in Antigonish, so like I'm a Maritimer, but I'm missing that gene that is the likes to get drunk alone gene. I've never liked drinking alone because to me I was just like, I'm such a fun, entertaining drunk. Like, why am I doing this alone? It's a waste. It's a waste of money, and no one's seen it. So.
Yeah.
Like, I've never liked drinking alone for that very reason. Just being like, just have a couple drinks. Like, what's the point? You could just have a couple drinks without alcohol and feel the same way.
I did this show in Cape Breton.
Nice.
And there was this like 80 dude who looked like he was like 87, and he was just sitting at the bar. And then we asked him what he was going to do after the show, and he's like, "I'm going to go drink till the sun comes up."
Yeah.
Like he just was going to go home and just drink rum. Everyone drinks rum too. That's the hilarious thing with Cape Breton.
Yeah, rum is the worst. Drinks. I hate rum.
Yeah.
I've never liked it. It gives me heart palpitations.
It's only like, it's really strange because I don't know. I don't think they like people. I lived in Ontario for a long time, and it's just like not really a thing. Oh, it's not like a novelty. Like to regularly consume rum.
Yeah.
I thought that everyone was doing that, and then I left Halifax. It's like, oh no, that's just the East Coast. Bunch of rum drink descendants of pirates.
We truly are. We kind of talk like them too.
Yeah. I love that movie. Did you see The Lighthouse? Did you see that movie?
I haven't seen The Lighthouse, but I heard that there's like a crazy, weird, like mermaid sex scene in it or something.
Yeah, there's a mermaid sex scene, but I mean, who hasn't thought about mermaid sex? You look off into the ocean.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Absolutely. Well, I always just wonder how that would work. Like is the tail thing, like, does she just take it off and then there's like regular genitals there?
No. It actually shows the their mermaid vagina in the movie.
Does it look like any different than a regular vagina?
Kind of looks like just a regular one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Kind of boring then. I was hoping there could be like scales on it or something.
Pretty. No, it's all. Yeah. Well, in like the autonomy, like it's not like there's like 5 holes in it. It's just like.
Right.
It was like a vagina it's with scales and everything. And,
okay.
The mermaid woman's actually pretty hot. And then Robin Pattinson's there. It's actually when you strip everything away, why is that gross? But Twilight is it's a vampire. It's 2 monsters having sex.
Yeah.
That's not gross. That's same guy.
Very true. And he's pretty hot.
All right, there we go. We're back in action.
We're back in. I fucking hate remote podcasting so much.
Isn't this dumb?
Like it's one of those things. Like I'm glad we have this because I'm glad I can still record with people. And I can also like record with people that aren't even in Halifax, which is cool. But like, I hate this.
I know. I look like a fucking air traffic controller right now.
You look like a gamer.
Dumbass. Yeah. Right.
A Twitch gamer.
Okay, so let's talk about Twitch. I want to learn about Twitch. That seems.
Oh yeah.
I got to change the direction of my whole career right now. So
You do, actually. Yeah, comedy is
like,
truly
when the fuck-
changing.
I'm so glad I got that album out before.
Yeah, holy shit. So when did you record your album?
January 30th. I
Wow.
only remember that because that was Brexit. Brexit happened that day.
Whoa.
And, I actually mentioned it on the track. It's so funny. I have a coronavirus joke back. Like, it was just like before anybody even really knew what it was, and I was just like listening to it after when I was editing. I was like, man, that's a little too rough.
What one? Because I listened to your album today. Was it on the album?
No.
Oh, wasn't it? Didn't you didn't put it in?
It just was too much. I was in the UK and just like, yeah, I was editing. I was just like, there's just so many people croaking, you know what I mean? And Italy and stuff. I was like, oh, this doesn't feel as funny anymore. So I like kind of maybe once, maybe I'll do a bonus. What do they call it? Like remember that? Like a redux. Like
Yes.
Director's cut.
Director's cut, like all the stuff you cut out.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
And kudos to you for turning around that album really quick, because in my experience, sometimes it takes forever to, like, once you record it, to like get it out and like published.
I actually had the recording for like a month and I barely touched it. Then this quarantine happens and then bang, like it's just like a bunch of people within this 2-week window put out albums. So I think everyone was just sitting at home for like a month and they had just getting stuff done, So
right,
it's a good time. What are some funny ones? Chris Robinson is a guy.
Yes. I actually just started following him.
Yeah, he's great. He's gonna have a good one coming out.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome that you got it out.
Nemiroff.
Yeah, I actually want to reach out to Nick and see if he can come on the show.
He's good. Meg McKay's from Maritime's got one coming out, I saw. So it's like, I feel like a lot of people just had I just remember like, I'd see like recording dates and then it was like 6 months later, the album comes out and it's just like, it's not really too much to throw together, right?
Yeah.
Time to sit down and make the cuts and do the decisions and stuff, It's
the just do it attitude. Like you just gotta you just do it. Because actually the first time I saw you, stand-up wise, was when you I think you either hosted or you did a set on Travis Lindsay's album taping.
Oh.
And that's actually when I saw you for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a while ago, and then it came out. I think he I don't know if he had an issue or something with it, but it came out like way later.
Way later, yeah. And that's why I'm like, kudos to you for getting it out so quick. Cause
I didn't even realize that you were supposed to like put a picture once you have the cover and be like coming soon. I didn't tease it at all. I think that would have been better.
Nick,
but,
you need a PR person.
I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe a publicist or something. Doesn't really matter.
That's my background if you want to hire me. But I mean,
really?
I know.
You want to be my why don't you be my talent agent?
I actually would love to do promo for comedians, like something like show promotion, or I would love to, like, that was kind of where I was going. And then this whole thing happened, and now there's no more shows, and everyone's broke, and things are changing big time for comedy.
It's strange that Canada, I guess, doesn't really have. I guess people can't negotiate high enough wages or something, but there's no like talent agents for comedians in Canada or managers and stuff.
Doesn't seem like it, eh?
Yeah, even like even like newer comedians could get signed by a label in the UK. Well, they have a bigger industry that has more money, but it's still strange that Canada is like doesn't really have talent agencies for comedians.
Yeah, that is strange. But also it's like, why? That's a good question.
I think it's just comics complain all the time about not getting paid enough money. There's not enough interest, but also there's no one out there trying to build interest in comedians on like a smaller level. Than everyone kind of looks at Just for Laughs or CBC, kind of like, but there's no smaller sort of agencies like you.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah. Well, one thing I wanted to do, and I might still do it. I mean, I don't know if I will, but I wanted to actually make a comedy podcast network for podcasting, like for comedians who want to start podcasts. It would be like an artist-run network kind of thing where everything's kind of hosted on a website, and we all like kind of cross promo each other, and like encouraging comedians to like do podcasts, because guess what, you might have to now. To get your comedy out, and it's a pretty easy medium to learn as long as you kind of keep up with it. But I was thinking it could be specifically for comedy podcasts, like no true crime, like nothing else, just comedy.
Yeah, I mean, who knew? Like the radio was came back in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much what it is.
Yeah. So where do you think? What's your timeline? Like, when do you think shows will be a thing again?
I don't know. That's almost impossible to say, really.
It is, eh?
It's like without a vaccine for the virus, it's going to be hard to have a functioning normal society.
Yeah.
So I think maybe like a couple of years, probably.
I think a couple of years? Oh,
yeah.
That makes me so sad.
Or we might have some show where it's like maybe everyone gets into maybe there's like little pods. Mm-hmm. Everyone's sitting in the audience. You know what I mean?
That's kind of how I pictured it. Like very so spaced weird. Out small shows.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Have you ever gone to a show that's in like a banquet hall or like some weird like back room? It's such a, or would it just not set up like, everyone's spread out. That's like, you want everyone tight. Like,
yeah, that's the thing about stand-up shows. That's kind of the whole point.
Yeah. Like, I mean, theater shows and stuff like that. Like, obviously, if you're going to go see your like favorite celebrity comedian, they're the best, ever. But like average, like you wouldn't want to have like anything but a sold out audience in like a gigantic room like that. So I like really like cramped like comedy clubs and stuff like that and shows.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
Where it kind of feels like a mosh pit. Like you can smell the person beside you.
Absolutely. But that's like the opposite of like what you're supposed to be doing now.
I know. I know. I haven't hugged a person and like,
oh my God.
Like it's very weird the psychological toll it takes on you. So what's your quarantine situation right now? Are you with people? Are you alone?
I came back from England, so I'm just living with my mom right now. So it's not too bad. I got someone here.
That's good.
It sucks giving up like, there's no more comedy in England, and my visa it's gonna expire at some point. It's just like I was like, what am I doing here if there's no comedy? You know what I mean?
Right.
But I had a place and everything, and I just kind of made a snap decision to come back to Canada, and I got like pretty much the last flight from France to Montreal.
I think I saw that on your Instagram. That's crazy.
Yeah, I ran into another comedian named Paul Meyerhog or something.
Okay.
He lives in France, but he like does shows in the UK, and he said that he decided to come back too, and that I was having a really hard time finding like flights and stuff like that. But we got the last one, and Air France is sick. Like,
is it?
Yeah, they give you like even when I was in coach, like in economy, and everyone gets like a little like champagne, like free champagne, and like nice cheeses and stuff and little pastries. Like compared to like other like airlines, it's like, man, damn, like I was almost happy, just like that was one of the highlights of my entire European experience, just sitting in that.
Was coming home on the plane.
Yeah. And it was like it was full of old people, and I was just like I was sneezing, right? Like I had like a head cold or something. And like they were saying not to wear masks at that point, so I was just like I don't know. I was just like, that was the sketchiest thing ever. Just
were you sitting close to people, or did they space?
Yeah, no, everyone was just like packed in, and everything else was dead though. Like, it was so bizarre going through some of like the busiest train stations in England, and then I didn't go through train. I went Piccadilly in Manchester is like super busy train station, and it was like completely empty on a weekday, and it was just the most bizarre feeling seeing like every single airport and train was like completely empty, and then it was absolutely bizarre.
That's eerie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good that you got out of there when you did, though. Like,
Yeah, it's not so bad being here. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I mean, you're with someone, so you see another human being.
Yeah.
And it's like a familiar place, which is good. You can kind of wait it out here until things get back to normal. So you're from Dartmouth, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're born and raised, but you've moved around a lot, I take it.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Well, I went to Toronto in 2011 after school, and I was just starting comedy then. And then over a year ago, I moved to the UK. So I did the visa thing, and so I was living over there.
So what's the differences in all the comedy scenes that you've seen? So you've seen Halifax, you've seen Toronto, you've seen UK. Like how do they all compare?
I'd say that, the structure of like British comedy is much different than English shows, like Canadian comedy shows, or like American ones. Like, it's always opener does 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
There's an MC, and then they warm up the crowd like 10, 15 minutes or whatever. And then there's an opener who does 20. Then they take an interval, like a break, and everyone goes to the bar and gets a pint or whatever. And they come back. And then there's sometimes like a newer person doing 20 minutes or two people doing 10 or something like that. And then there's another break, and then the MC comes out and they bring on the headliner who does 20 minutes. So each interval is like 20 minutes of comedy plus the MC.
Really?
And, yeah.
So does the headliner do the same amount of time?
So the opener and the headline, like the most experienced person is going to be the headliner, but after that it's like the MC is probably the second most experienced and second most highly paid person on the show too. And then the opener is also like a good person. So you get someone good at like, and then in the middle is like new people usually, or like showcases or whatever. That's always in the middle. Like the opener is always like a solid act starting out, the MC. So it's like different structurally. And I find like shows there, they're more business-like. Like there's a lot of, there's not really like as much hanging out. I've noticed it's kind of like you have to, basically you really have to go to Edinburgh for the Fringe Fest and get like noticed there and get like rating and like star. You take your one person show there, and then you want to get like reviewed, and then use all your stars to like email bookers and then get on shows. Whereas like in like Toronto, I found like you kind of really have to, you could send emails all day with credentials, but you have to like go to the comedy club, hang out, like show face with people, and sort of like, you know, get in socially, and then they put you on the show. Where it's like in Britain, they like shut you out socially until you get onto the circuit, and then it's like they let you into the inner circle. So there's sort of like a difference like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a totally different type of grind. Like it's still a grind,
Yeah.
but it's just a different way of like getting in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy.
And like Halifax, I think it's just like, you know, it's a smaller market than Toronto. So I think it's like easier to, it's a good place to like start out doing comedy, because you can like really get, you know, start getting like longer sets earlier on than like if you were like to like start comedy in Toronto or a bigger market, it's probably even worse if you're like in New York.
You'll get eaten alive. That's what I hear anyway. Like it's kind of like start in a smaller city, build that up, like get that confidence, and then move on along to a bigger city.
But I'd say like Halifax is a pretty good scene for like the size of the city. You know what I mean? Because there's not like really compared to like other cities with like 500,000 people or even more. There's like a pretty like good amount of like almost every night there's like a show with like a good crowd. Just talking about the past now. There's nothing now. You know what I mean? Not even.
Let's we're doing a eulogy for stand-up comedy.
How it used to work. This is like what historians read about when they're like, did you know like when they tell you how the Navy was structured?
Yeah.
1750 or whatever. This is like what we're talking about.
This is how the comedy business
the
was structured.
Yeah.
The people I truly feel for, I feel for all of you because I can't imagine like not having the stage time must be really hard. But the people I really feel for actually are like the open micers who are like really new and like we're just getting going and now it's like nothing. Now there's going to be this big long break that everyone's taking. And at least if you have many years of experience under your belts, you can do other things. You can do little Zoom shows or podcasts or like, you know what I mean? You can pull from that. Whereas like the newer people are like, I don't know what to do. Anymore.
Yeah, but then again, they don't got as much. You don't have as much as invested in it, right?
That's true too. That is very true.
You're like, I can just go do another hobby. Maybe
That's true too. Yeah.
Maybe I'll go get a kayak or something. You know what I mean?
Yes, they can. It's kind of like if you were to get knocked up I always say this. This is a weird, unpopular opinion, but I'm like, if you were to get knocked up unexpectedly, it would be good to.
I probably would. I wouldn't get. I don't think I would get knocked up.
But it would be better for it to happen as a teenager or like a younger person because you can then adapt your life around that kid. Whereas if you were to get pregnant at 25 or 26 when you're like just starting your life, it would be harder. That's what I think anyway. But it's probably
I think the long-term benefit of having the kid later when you're like more established would cause less strife.
Yeah.
In the entire, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're like, at least you had a little bit of life expectant, like a life experience at that point. But it's like, if you're like one of those teenage moms and you have a baby, they're like, well, we're almost the same age.
I guess I'll just give it to my mother. That's usually what happens. Like they just give it to their mother and the grandmother.
Oh, well, yeah, actually, never mind. If that's the case. Someone else has got to deal with it.
I'm past that point though.
I'm like, sure, I might as well do one more. I got another kid under my belt.
I gotta say this quarantine's really making me feel the biological clock because I'm like 2 years away from what would be considered geriatric pregnancy, where it's like risky to get pregnant. Yeah, 35.
Oh my God.
Is considered risky. You can still do it, and many women do. And like my mom had me at 42, so she was at the time like. She was considered an older mom, but now women are having them like into their 40s, like late 40s even. But like, I don't want to be an old ass mother. Like, I want to be able to relate to my kid. You know?
Just wait, like 2 years left. You got basically, they said in 2 years to get a vaccine. That's perfect time to get pregnant. Just like wait it out.
Just all at once. I'll meet someone. Yeah. Bang. Just get knocked up. Okay.
It's like it's gonna be madness. It's gonna be like fish spawning in the streets.
It will, because you're a single guy, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you find? Are you on the apps at all? Like, are you doing any of that right now?
Yeah, but I don't really know what the point is, right?
I know.
I was talking to one girl, and I was like, "Hey, maybe when the parks open up, we should go for a walk."
Yeah.
I didn't talk to her for a month, and I was like, "Hey, you want to go for that walk?" And she was like, "Oh, I got evicted. I'm in a shelter for women now." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh my god!
Ugh.
That went from 0 to 60.
I know.
Something must have went down in her life,
right? And I was like, "Damn! Like, you're just looking for like a like a hot shower right now.
Yeah, that's oof. You gotta. Did she? I hate to ask this question, but did she seem like a shelter woman?
Really? No, just like a typical Halifax hipster girl.
Oh, okay. Typical.
They're like, oh, I understand now.
It's not at all me. Like I don't fit that archetype at all.
No.
Yeah.
I
dress
just kind of like, yeah. You think because of your outfits you'll never be homeless?
Well, I mean, I just wouldn't let I don't know. I'm constantly stressed about money. Constantly. Yeah. So it's something like I'm always thinking months ahead. Like right now I'm on EI, so I know I have a couple months, like I know I'm good for a while, but I'm now starting to be like, what am I going to do? Cause I used to be in event planning and that's not going to happen for a long time. So that's another industry that's going to be hitting hard. I'm going to have to be like, what the heck? And then I was having a conversation with a friend recently who was like, girls are making OnlyFans accounts and making a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of guys
on like OnlyFans and camming.
Hey, I mean, it's like OnlyFans or whatever. That's like the MySpace of cam girls right now.
It's naughty Instagram. It's naughty. Yeah. It's you'd be paying for pictures, which I'm like, I have it all thought out though. Like I've been literally thinking about this for a week on how, like if I were to do that, how I would do it, because I wouldn't want to do it. Like I wouldn't want to promote that on this podcast or even like on my personal social media, but I could message certain people.
So you gotta have a link. You gotta have a fan base, right? Like
I have a little bit of a fan base.
And they had a big following on Twitter and all these like dudes messaging her, and then next thing you know, it's just like she's doing that for a living, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? I have a friend who is like an online sex worker, and she pretty much, the reason she decided to do it was she was like, all these guys are like asking me for more pictures and like always messaging me about my pictures, and I started seeing them as dollar signs. Like because they want more, they're willing to pay a certain price for it. You're just sitting on money that you're not getting.
Yeah.
Like every hot girl should do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, actually, I don't know about that, but
well, maybe not. I don't know if everyone is like cut out for it, but I just know that
everyone wants to do it.
I want a new digital camera and I want to save money. I think I could get there pretty fast.
Hey.
So sign up for my OnlyFans. Link will be
There's no shame about that these days. People are like, we gotta monetize everything we can.
So here's my question to you as a single guy. Would there ever be a situation with like a girl that you know that you would actually pay to see an OnlyFans account?
That's a good question. Like no, personally? Is it just like I want to see a girl I went to high school with naked? Is that the entire...
I think that's kind of where I'm getting at, because like I feel like there's a curiosity factor with like nude photographs where you'd be like, I wonder,
Yeah.
And like, would that...
Think of anybody that I really... I just think that, there's enough to like jerk off to elsewhere.
I know there is.
There's so much.
That's why I'm always so curious about like.
There's always tied up. You have to be kind of like. It has to be like you have to be kind of a stalker to be into fans only or whatever. Right?
Yeah, and that's where I think I could hit gold because
it's actually a really good way to like get the like creeps into one. Just focus. You know what I mean? Hey, you don't gotta go into bushes anymore. Anybody is selling nude pictures online.
Or DMs, like the men that, like, I have so many, this is another weird thing, like, I got guys that, like, create throwaway accounts and message me on their throwaway accounts.
Yeah, you got to corral this into one place, right? That's what I would do.
That's what I would do, and I wouldn't post about it, like, public, like, I would just message specific people.
Yeah, you're like, hey, okay, chill out, go here.
Yeah. I'm just super, like, I mostly want to do it, honestly, as an experiment to see how much I could make, how much I could, like, I don't know how much I would charge. That's one thing that I have no idea.
Well, if it's a small, I don't know, it depends how large the user base is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that my friend who's like an online sex worker, so she does it a lot. She charges $25 a month. So I wouldn't charge that much.
Okay.
Maybe 10.
$10?
$10 a month for a bunch of nudies? That's a good
it's
deal.
like Spotify. It's like Spotify or Prime.
And that's like enough that like you'd, if there was a girl you were curious about, you'd spend $10 on that, right?
Yeah, that's okay. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just working out my business model here on the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe 15. But then that's the thing about online sex work. What happens is you're like, ooh, I made this much with this price, but if I just do this other thing, I could charge more and make more. It just becomes a snowball, and then soon enough you're in porn.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, like it'll just snowball into that, and you'll just not stop.
Not these days.
What do you mean?
Oh, are there people making pornos right now? Is that like?
Actually, that's true. Actually, yeah, that's probably not so much. But you could do like solo videos where you like dildos.
Okay.
And stuff. Yeah. Like, there's definitely a market for that. Like, you could do sexy video. Yeah, I wonder how the porn stars are doing. That's a good question. I bet you like the actual like in-person sex workers aren't getting a lot of work.
No, I wouldn't think so. That's just it's the last thing you want to be doing.
Yeah. What's your level of paranoia in this quarantine? Like, are you someone who's super duper cautious, or are you kind of in the middle? Like,
in the middle, I'm wearing the mask. I'm trying not to. One thing that bothers me is like runners and people on bikes, because I bike around. I wear a mask because you're breathing heavier and you're like moving faster. There's kind of like a bigger cloud of your fucking spit aura around you, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're exerting yourself and moving faster. So that's one thing that bothers me. Especially on these nature trails, there's like people around each other, and they're like not even that far apart when they pass each other on the paths, and none of them have masks on.
Yeah.
We think we're immune to it over here, even though we don't have like a super high rate of infection. But it's like you got to, people have to be just a little bit more cautious.
Yes. And I think reopening the parks, honestly, is going to come back to bite us. I truly think that, because I think so many people are just desperate to get out, especially with like nicer weather coming and stuff. We're going to start crowding them. It's just stupid. Like, I don't do it. Don't go.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I might do is, like you said, run. Like, I might get out and run around my neighborhood, but that'll be it.
Yeah, I do. I'm on the, I'm right by Shuby Park. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, if you get on the bike trail, there's very few people once you reach a certain point. So It's not so bad, but in certain places, I'm going to avoid the dog park, because that's lit up. That's just lit up right now. And dogs can get it too.
Dogs can get it, but apparently it doesn't do much to them.
But they can give it to you.
Ooh, that's true. All that face licking.
Yeah. And they're coming up with their big slobbery stupid faces, just fucking.
That's why, this is why I was never a dog person. I hate that. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I like cats because they give you space.
More. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Very COVID friendly pet right now.
They are. Cats are just so independent and awesome. I mean, granted, like, they're not as cuddly. Like, my cat won't cuddle with me, and that's an issue for me currently, because I just want a physical.
That's what that's what I hate about cats, though. It's like you get one, and you find out it's not cuddly, and you're like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Then you get one because you want to get a cuddly cat, and then you get it, and it is cuddly, but the other cat fucking hates it because it's like spending more time with you than like than before, but like it wouldn't even cuddle with you before. It's like jealous of something it wouldn't even like. You know what I mean?
That is my fear, because right now I want to I've been I just want either a little baby kitten or a puppy or something. Like, I thought about the puppy thing just because I'm like, it'll help whip me into shape. It'll give me a reason to get out of bed, because right now I'm a piece of shit. Like, I'm truly sleeping. I'm sleeping till like 2 or 3 every single day.
Oh my God.
It's bad.
When I first started, I was like, I'm going to do like 5 a.m. crack of dawn, get up.
That's when I go to sleep.
And now it's like, I guess I go to bed at like 1:30. It's not so bad.
That's decent. Like, that was me before all this happened. Like, I would, call it.
I've been waking up at 8:58, weirdly enough. like in the last 3 days in a row. I'm just hitting that. Yeah, it's very strange.
Have you ever looked up what 858 means in like numbers? Sometimes they mean things.
Really?
It's probably bullshit. But
what if it's like white supremacist? You're racist.
But like
let's look that up right now.
Certain times mean certain things, especially if you see them a lot or if they're like really prominent in your life.
Okay. Here we go.
858.
Isn't there a Jim Carrey movie about that? So this is just going to be the first thing I pull off the internet.
That's so funny.
All right. 858. The most important choices are never easy. They usually require sacrifice, and they can be difficult for other people to understand. But as long as you do what you know is right in your heart, and you're honest and clear with your communications, you can have no regrets. It's the angel number.
Whoa, there you go.
Oh, yeah, look, 858. The angel number.
Isn't that creepy?
I'm going to type in 857 just to make sure not.
That doesn't all mean the same thing.
857, the angel number. 856.
Damn it.
The angel number. 855. The angel number. They're all angel numbers.
They're all angel numbers.
Wait, your angel number? Oh, no. There's like somebody who wrote 1,000 angels. Okay. I thought there was like that's the number that you get, and there's angels everywhere. But apparently, here's 855. Building the life that you want will require hard work and sacrifice, but you are capable of giving more than you release. Giving more than you release? It's weird.
Like, there's more coming you than...
I guess so. That's where my mind went.
My mind always goes there.
Some words have just been totally ruined, like release.
Yeah, release
hilarious.
Is never what it... Yeah. No.
Come. You can't say that word by itself anymore.
I used to have a real problem saying that.
Yeah?
I used to just be like, get off, or like I would find another way to say it.
Get off, yeah.
But now I'm embracing the cum.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, it could just be like literally like a 6-month dry spell, which it has been. More than 6 months.
Hey, that's everybody right now. So I got one friend who just is being completely flagrant about it.
Like breaking all the quarantine?
Well, just like going on dates, getting girls to like come to us, like
really
old sleazy world of people going around and having sex with each other right now.
And
you know what I mean?
Honestly, here's the thing. I'm with those people. I feel what they're feeling.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not doing it. Like I'm not gonna do that. But also it's like we have to remember that like we're social people and horny people, and like it's like an urge for us to do that. But like at what point does that urge take over logic? You know?
For some people,
not very long.
For like 2 days, and they're just like they're so weak-willed.
That's pretty
strength.
Not good. Yeah, I have one hookup buddy that like we've been talking about breaking quarantine, but it hasn't happened. It probably won't happen for a while. But like, because he works with the public, so I'm like, fuck. If only you were jobless. Like it's like the one time that like a jobless man.
Yeah, this is the time to be on. This is the time to be unemployed.
If you're unemployed or if you live alone, like those two things combined. So you live alone, and you don't work with the public. Great sexual partner.
Just like, yeah, it's so funny. It's like you just be like, oh man, like you go on a date with you want to make sure someone has a job. Now it's just completely different. You're like, you fucking weirdo who's at home all the time, doesn't go outside, doesn't have a job.
Like at the most, he could maybe go get groceries for you.
Yeah.
That would be nice and romantic. Because the other thing people are doing is FaceTime dates. What do you think of the FaceTime virtual dates?
I don't know. Never really tried it.
Yeah, I think it would be weird.
I guess. It's pretty much just this, but you're like having a more awkward conversation.
Even more. Yeah, honestly, this is pretty much what it is to go on a date with me anyway. Like what I'm doing right now. Like every date I've gone on, I've treated it like a podcast.
That's good. You know, take the lead.
Well, sometimes you gotta. Like, sometimes guys just don't talk. It's just
Really?
like, I find that I lead the conversation a lot on dates. And then I feel like I'm leading too much. And
I feel like I do that too. And then I leave and I was like, was I an idiot? Were they dumb? Was I bad at talking? You know what I mean? Communication's so difficult.
Yeah.
It seems like sometimes it'd be easy, but it's like so many people, every person you meet is like bringing their entire lifetime of bullshit to that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you just got to like figure out if like you're weird or they weird or like who's weird.
And like you get in your head, like I get in my head because I'm like, okay, I need to watch the reaction when they see me, because that's as anyone, like if you meet someone on apps, like as a girl anyway, my biggest concern is that like they'll be disappointed, like in person. I'm always in my head about that. So I watch the reaction, and I can usually tell when a guy's not into me, and that's most of the time. And then it just becomes, okay, I just met a new friend. I guess we have to have an hour conversation.
Are you like misrepresenting yourself or something?
No, I don't think so at all. But like, I just think I'm pretty picky with who I go out with. Actually, I wouldn't necessarily say that I get that realization right away, because I've had some really good dates that like were really like good conversation, good flow, and then it's just like nothing ends up happening.
Right.
Like there's no second date, like no one reaches out, and then it just fizzles. 'Cause I don't like to make moves. Like I'm very open and stuff and receptive, but I don't like to make the move. Like you know, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that was the world before. Now everyone's desperate. It's great. Everyone's desperate. They're like honest.
I think people's fucks are gonna go out the window, and they're just gonna start being more straight up with people. Be like, "Hey, I think you're cute." Like I might start just doing that with people I'm attracted to.
I think it's a good idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what's there to lose? Like, we literally have nothing to lose. Time's flying by. My eggs are dying. Like.
Hey, yeah, let's just get it done. That's what I'm saying. This is good in some ways. Besides, you know, people dying and getting horribly sick, it's doing a lot of good for just cutting out a lot of bullshit in people's lives.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Just no more like you go to buy something and then you're at going to different stores and you get like a pair of jeans, but you're like, I don't know, and then you gotta go back and return them, and you think there's a better one. Now it's like you can't even do that. So
it's true. I mean, the only thing the only thing that would come close to that would be Amazon, which is, I think a lot of people are doing a lot of online shopping now. I'm probably buying useless stuff online.
I love online shopping. I always thought was better, but I always felt guilty about it before because it just seems a little decadent. You know what I mean? But now it's like, you get to like, you need something, even if it's something that's not even like a luxury item, and you order it off Amazon, it feels like a little Christmas present coming to you.
It does.
Like, oh, here's that thermometer.
Awesome. I have the weirdest things in my cart right now. Like I have like eco-friendly straws, hair clips, like just stupid shit. And then I'm like, okay, great. As soon as I press place order, it's going to be like a month before it gets here. Like, cause everything's delayed. Like that's what I don't like about right now. Like the delay.
But it's like we gotta get rid of. It's like the opposite of the impulsiveness of like just before. Right?
Like buying things because they were there and you could buy them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just going out for no like everyone's weekend is centered around going out because you need to be like around everybody and stuff like that. Like that's good and everything, but it's like it's a little too much sometimes.
It also forces you to get more creative with what you do.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel even though like I want things to go back to normal, I feel less overwhelmed now, and I don't think I want to go like right now, I would feel like I would want to go back to that overwhelmed state of the way we were before the pandemic. And eventually I go back to that, but I'm like, there's things about this right now that I actually kind of like.
Yeah.
And other times when it's like been the worst time of my life too.
That's totally fair. And I'm more worried about the transition back into normalcy. Because, like, I hate being bored and I hate not working. Like, I like to stay busy. Mm-hmm. But just the idea of, like, starting a new job, like...
Yeah.
Like, adjusting back to, like, not being home all the time, not sleeping in, not, like, doing things on my own terms, even though those terms are shitty and I'm doing a shitty job of it. Like,
look for some online jobs. Like, I was surprised by, I was looking for jobs today, and like, I got an interview coming out tomorrow.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah, it's like there is stuff out there.
There is, yeah.
Glamorous, but I mean, if you have some like business background experience, there's like that's geared towards more like remote work, anyways. You know, you probably have transferable skills. So
yeah.
Is when they say like recession and depression and stuff like that, it's like bad, but it's like how bad could it really? I shouldn't say that actually. Who knows what the fuck?
I think what is cool is a lot of businesses are adapting, and you know.
Well, it's like, why is it that we have all these? Like, I used to work at this like software company doing like customer support and. I was like, why do I like? We can all work remotely, and all our aggression was tracked by the system, so you can see graphs of your productivity. But people who came into the office and, you know, just kind of showed face, all advanced more than people who didn't. That's what I like noticed, right? Mm-hmm. So it's why. We're like spending all this money to like commute into these jobs like that could totally be done at home. But there's just this mentality that you need to have like an office for like a business to function, because you got to like show off how many people are in your company. Like they would always just have us there. Like a lot of the time I felt like my job was absolutely, bullshit, right? Like you could pretty much get all the day's work done in 4 hours if you just sat down and went for it. Yeah. But they would just bring people around. Like if they wanted investors, be like, look at this operation we have. Like, here's this idiot who just sucks at his job.
Was this a call center?
Oh man, if I'm looking for work right now, I should have.
This was in the past.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is before.
Yes.
I learned. I really appreciate things more now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think
I was actually really. This is a comedy podcast.
It's comedy
podcast. Well, I mean, I was pretty good at my job.
I feel that though, because I think a lot of people are going to be expecting to. I think I read a stat somewhere that was like 69% of people will want to keep working from home or something like that. Maybe that number just came to my mind, but in the 60s, some percentage.
Yeah, I think I saw the same one. You know what? I think it's 58%. I think I read that.
I was 10 off more.
58. Let's see what the angel number for 58
Oh my god, we're just looking up angel numbers. We should look up 69 too, see what that means.
Oh, yeah.
That means you're a whore.
Angel number 69 means... See, it seems like there's like... These seem all made up.
I know.
Angel number 69. Changing fortunes are in the air to make things better. Oops, I clicked off the wrong thing. Changing fortunes are in the air to make things better. Let the number help you uplift your life through refocusing your goals. So vague.
Yeah, it's also vague. Do you believe in horoscopes or like tarot cards or anything like that shit?
No, I gotta say I don't. I think it's fun though.
Yeah? Oh, do you think it's fun?
I think it's fun. I think I wouldn't say like I would like spend time doing it. But
no.
I think it's like Ouija boards and stuff like that. That stuff's all fun.
It's fun in the sense that it's like it's something to.
So you got a little too excited. I didn't want to be like.
I know.
I'm in that world. I didn't want to like get your hopes up or anything.
Well, most I will just say that's like the most positive response from almost any guy I've asked
Really?
about, like, because
I don't know.
people are either like they hate it, they think it's utter bullshit, or they're a woman who's like really into it.
It's like cards for women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the way you guys tell stories. There's no real like point to it. There's no real start or end, but it's like all about emotions and feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah, and it's all for women. I hate saying this because I fall right into the category, but it's all truly like crystals, tarot cards, like all of this is all for women who are just like looking for something, you know, like they're looking for answers, and then they're told these vague things, and they wrap their mind around what they want to hear, and they hear what they want to hear, and that's what I hate about it. Like, I really want to go to a tarot card reading where they're like, that guy you're into just doesn't like you back.
you know what it is? It's like therapy cost $100 an hour, but then like psychic is like $25. Yeah, I'll just go to maybe this person will solve my problems. You know what I mean?
Much.
Probably should be going to a psychiatrist, but it's just like you get a pack of tarot cards for like $10 off eBay. So
yeah. Well, actually, you'd be shocked though, but with some tarot card readers, they can charge up to $100 an hour. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, it's pricey. Like, I mean, if you want to go to a
Wow.
good one, you gotta pay.
Really? Is there any like local celebrities or the big tarot card person?
I've been looking forever because I would love to have a psychic or an astrologer on. The issue is like finding someone who can be funny about it. Like, I don't want to get someone who's like takes themselves too seriously. Like, I kind of want someone to be really like rooted in like reality and be like, bitch, you go after guys that aren't good for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just say it like it is rather than like be like, the spirit guides are telling me that you're a like I don't know. It's finding the right person, right, to do it.
Have you ever thought about getting like a big bag of fortune cookies and just sitting down and just crack until you find
till I find the answer I want?
Best. Oh yeah. You know, when you get to eat cookies.
You will get fucked again at some point.
Yeah. Why? Okay. Here's this business I want to do. Why isn't there like chocolate chip fortune cookies or Oreo fortune cookies? Like some sort of like fortune cookie that's good.
Because they're not hollow. You can't risk eating the paper.
Yeah, but what if they did no, but I'm saying they bend the cookies up like the current fortune. You know what I mean? So it's like this would involve some sort of science, right? Or something sort of like, you know, those like restaurants which are like where they have science and food, like molecular gastronomy.
Yes.
That where they like have all the beakers and shit like that. Get those people to do it and get like a wafer thin chocolate chip cookie that you can put notes into. That's what I want.
That would be delicious.
What about an Oreo that was like so thin there was still like cream in it and then it was like big?
Oh my gosh.
Wrapped around the thing. That would be amazing.
And then put little messages of hope for all the hopeless people.
Yeah.
In there. Oh, that would be really good.
There's no one's tried to do anything with a fortune cookie.
Did you look up different types of fortune cookies?
You know what? I'm saying this now, but I bet there's insane fortune cookies.
Different types of fortune cookies. I mean, 3 flavors. Traditional vanilla, orange. What? Okay, but these just look like regular fortune cookies. They're just flavored differently.
Okay, I'm really stoned right now because I just Googled different varieties. That's all.
Sometimes I'll type into Google like what I'm saying out loud.
This is really weird. Okay, the first one is looks like some sort of like cell phone company ad from like the Caribbean. But the third one down, it just list of mango cultivators.
Oh, I see that. Mango varieties.
Yeah.
What?
Why did mangoes come up? There's a lot of mangoes. You know what?
Different types of mint.
I want to try the full. Dude, this is actually a great Wikipedia page. Can I like web share this or something?
You can
Let's look at different kinds of mangoes. Hold on. I don't. I think I can screen share.
Yeah, try to screen share.
Yeah, here we go. I really hope I don't have a weird tab open or something. Yeah, okay. I might as well take you on. Yeah, do you see this?
I just see black so far. Is it actually working? Let me actually. Oh, there we go. Yep, working now.
See, okay.
What is this?
These are all the different mangoes.
I never even realized that there were so many.
Look how many there are.
I do love mangoes.
Look, the Gary.
The Gary. There's like
Gary
Glen
mango
too.
is considered delicious by many with a hint of coconut flavor.
That would be delicious.
Considered very susceptible to anthracnose. That must be some mango talk.
Mango talk.
The Fairchild. I like the sound of that. the Fazli.
I love how some of them are just named like names of people. Duncan. Edward. This is insane.
Was patented by David Sturrock. I don't know if I think I'm dyslexic. It's really hard to read stuff out loud.
Yeah.
In West Palm Beach. The patent's expired, so open season on the Duncan mango.
Oh, wow.
Very disease resistant.
So weird.
Fucking weird. Do you ever click a random article on Wikipedia?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever, look at this sidebar that no one ever looks at.
I never even looked at this sidebar. What's
random? Recado Rojo is a popular blend of spices, strongly associated with Mexican and Brazilian cuisines.
Can you do it again?
Oaxaca.
See what else we get?
Oh. I just want to say Oaxaca.
Oaxaca?
Because it's Oaxaca. Oaxaca.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thomas Crofton Croker. Who's this guy? What did he do?
It's Irish. It's like, that's not really much of a title, right?
I know.
What does this mean? Antiquary?
And yeah, what does that mean?
We're dumb. A term for antiquarian?
Just keep clicking.
A person who studies or collects antiques. So this guy was so famous for collecting antiques in the 1800s, he's got his own Wikipedia?
That's hilarious. That's such a boring thing to be known for.
Yeah, but this guy's like got citations.
Have you ever Googled yourself?
Oh, you want to know something crazy? I'll show you right now.
Oh, Nicholas. Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I got a really obscure last name, and one of the only people with my name is a sex offender.
Oh, God.
Are we both looking at this?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I used to have him on Facebook. We're like the same age.
You used to have him on Facebook? Where?
Yeah, before he committed his crimes.
Because you were name twins and you added each other?
Yeah, because there was like no other Nick Martinellos.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that weird? All right.
Well, that sucks for old Nick. Are you the same age? 87?
Yeah.
Same year as me.
Really?
33, feeling free.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So I was born in November, so I'm still 32.
Oh, okay. So what's your astrology sign?
Scorps.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Scorpio.
I do love Scorpios. I have nothing bad to say.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about Scorpios. Other than they're emotional and they throw temper tantrums sometimes. Do you like to throw temper tantrums?
Yeah, I can have a little temper tantrum. That's for sure.
I do too, and I hate when I catch myself doing it.
I know. It's been exacerbated by this whole experience, but try to like get in Zen mode, you know?
What do you do to calm down? What do you do? What's your self-care? How do you like to relax?
Definitely going for a bike ride through the woods is amazing.
That was nice.
Smoking some weed. What else? I like to take a long shower.
Oh man, I'll stay in there forever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big part of my day right now is the shower.
Just standing in the shower.
Process, yeah.
What about baths?
You know what? Like, I like the whole idea of bathing. I think it's like very luxurious, you know? Everyone's kind of, you know, like I went to like this like Turkish style bath in when I went to Georgia in Central Asia. And it's like these old chambers, and you go in and there's like hot water coming from underground and like marble things. And it's just like, it's a cool thing to do, but I find like there's too much preparation for a bath. Cause I always want to like smoke some weed, but like drink a drink while I'm doing it, but like also have a movie going or something.
Oh, wow.
It's a whole, like if I'm going to do it, I probably do it once every couple months, but it's like a whole ordeal. You know
it is. You're right.
It's like if I'm going to get in a bath, I want to be having every pleasure sensor stimulate, as many experiences going at once. Yep. I want to be like Madonna in there with like the petals and the milk, and you're talking about the great equalizer.
I've heard about this Madonna bath. I haven't seen it yet though. This really? Madonna bathtub video. What is she saying in the video?
Just creepy. She's just in the bathtub and she's like curled up like a gremlin, and she's like talking about this. She's like, "We can watch. Do you want to just watch it?"
That's can we watch it?
Yeah, I'll put it right now.
Make sure to click the share computer audio when you hit screen share.
Oh, okay.
So that I can hear the sound, because you have to click that.
Okay, let's go to. It's really fucking. It's so creepy, and she.
I've never seen this. I've only heard people talk about it. I mean, I wouldn't put it past her to do something like this.
Okay, so how do I get your audio?
So click screen share, and then do you see something like near the bottom with a check mark that says like share computer audio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Click. Make sure that's clicked, and then there.
Right,
there we go. We're good.
So, what's your first impressions? That's
Madonna.
Oh
my God.
COVID-19, it doesn't care about how rich you are.
Hold on. Let me do this with subs. We need to get make sure.
Doesn't even look like her.
I know, right?
What the heck?
It looks like Miley Cyrus. It looks like some weird alien Miley Cyrus.
What is happening? That's so bizarre.
That's the thing about COVID-19. It doesn't care about how rich you are.
Yeah, it does.
How famous you are. How funny you are. How smart you are. Where you live. How old you are. What amazing stories you can tell. It's the great equalizer. And what's terrible about it is what's great about it.
Oh my God.
What's terrible about it is it's made us all equal in many ways.
God. It's like...
What's terrible is what in a fucking one of those bathtubs with the claw feet, right?
She's ridiculous. Wow. And like nothing she was saying was like overly profound either.
No, not at all.
And like, yeah, it does matter if you're rich because you can afford to get tested and you can afford.
Yeah, you also don't have to be around a bunch of people.
Yeah, be isolated in your mansions.
Yeah, that video where Arnold Schwarzenegger's got like miniature ponies in his kitchen. He's like, just stay home, people, just relax. The living room home sucks. I can only imagine if I was still living. I had a basement apartment in Toronto that had a window that was like this big, and when I looked out of it, it just like looked out onto a driveway, and like the ceilings were like this high. Wow. So it was if I was still living in Toronto now, if I didn't move, that would have sucked. That would have been the worst.
And so many people in Toronto have like 1,000 roommates too.
Yeah. I had no roommates though.
Oh, really?
It was this dank basement bachelor apartment. And just like, I would have went insane. I'd be going insane.
Yeah, that. I often wonder, like, because I'm alone and I feel like I'm going crazy, and I'm like, would I want a roommate though? Would I? I don't know. I don't know what's worse and what's better in this quarantine, honestly. Because I'm an extrovert and I'm going crazy. Like, I'm going really crazy.
The worst thing about it is like worrying about someone else's shit, right? Like, you gotta like, you're almost like worried, concerned for them too.
True.
You know, like it's
and there's stupid decisions they might make.
Yeah. I think that, I don't know.
I just want this to be over. Like, I'm done. I'm so done. I want to, like, I don't know, even just like hanging out with friends. Like, I miss that so much. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this situation. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So comedy. How did you get into it? Like, was this something that you always want to do?
Hey, can I get a glass of water before
No, not allowed.
Get into this?
Not
really?
allowed. Not allowed to drink water on this podcast.
No?
I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Parched. I'm so dry. All right, I'll be back 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Hold that thought.
Yeah. Hydration.
Yes.
Hydration.
You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like we're all in like Scandinavian prison cells. Right?
I know.
You know how they have those nice prisons over there?
Yes.
Like you have a TV and stuff.
Connect with one another. Yeah, it's Zoom calls are weird because you can see into people's homes, and I have this like wide webcam, so you can really see like everything here.
Oh, in your home, yeah.
Yeah. I don't see your whole house. Are you in a house or an apartment?
It's an apartment.
Okay, cool. But yeah, no, but like, so let's go back to like early Nick times. Was comedy something you always wanted to do? Like, was there a moment that you realized that you were like, I'm going to try stand up, or?
I had no real interest in stand up at all before I tried it.
Oh, really?
I like wanted to do, like, I wrote some jokes and stuff, but I wanted to do like sketch and TV writing, but I just like didn't know anybody, because I like, you know, like a lot of people who grow up here, they'll go to school here too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just a university town. So when I was like, you know, I want to do sketches. I love like Mr. Show and that kind of thing, and Kids in the Hall, and that's like what I want to do. And so I started going to I went to like a television production class at ISCC, and I wanted to do like film, and I like took a couple classes at SMU for it and stuff. But then I realized like there's just like no industry here for it. Like I actually got a job, and it was working on one of Jonathan Torrens' TV shows, like the same company that did it. Like,
oh, nice.
And there was like I wasn't working directly on a show, but it was all in the same building. And I was just doing like PA work at Arcadia in Halifax. And what I realized is that everybody that was working on them, like the writing staff of the show, was like some sort of like comedian or improv person, or like, right? So it's like, oh, if you want to do comedy, you like kind of got to do it. And then like I didn't know anybody who was doing sketch in Halifax. Like Picnic Face was going on time. That was really cool. But like I just didn't know anybody in that world. And I didn't really like improv that much, so I didn't want to do that. So, a guy in my class at this program I was doing stand up, and they just they opened a Yuck Yucks. Like, I think this is like when it was opening, or it was pretty much brand new. So I like tried it, and I like bombed, but like everyone was laughing at me because it was so bad.
Oh my gosh!
I was really drunk, and so I didn't do it for a year and a half. And then,
oh my gosh!
Then I got my timelines mixed up. That TV thing happened after, but that's when I said I had to like go full out and do like stand up. Like I tried it when I first tried it was like way before when I was in school. And then after I was working, that's when I realized that I had to, perform on some capacity just in order to like network and meet people and just
be out there.
So yeah, it didn't really turn out to be what I was expecting. Like,
Interesting.
If I grew up I guess you can always write. That's the thing. I'd always be like, I want to be a writer, but I would never write anything. I just sketch some jokes out. So it's also way easier to be a comedian because it's immediate gratification.
Yeah.
And you don't have to really do a lot. Like you got to write stuff, but it's not like you're like sending drafts of screen.
No. It's like compressed writing.
Yeah.
Like it's like taking ideas and like just cutting it down into something that's quick and.
Yeah, like I'll have all the jot notes for the jokes or whatever, and I'll like type them out to like think of like new ideas. But it's not like I gotta like present my notes to people. Like
right.
It would be terrifying to show somebody like
a writer's room situation.
No, just looking at it would just be like just like weird stuff in like notebooks, right? Like that would just for people to see.
I'm always fascinated with that process of like how comedians like write down their jokes and like develop them. I'm like, because everyone's so different.
Like it's like the actual jokes sometimes don't even. It's not like I have a document or something. Maybe some people do where the joke goes when it's done. It's kind of like just a thing that's like when I write it's kind of like I just write the joke over again. Or I'll like write down another thing, but the act of writing is more important than the actual just going back and reviewing it usually.
Right.
I don't even really look at my notes that much, which is weird, but writing it is like important for the creative process.
So are you good? Like you're good at memorizing that, I bet.
Yeah, I'm way better at memorizing.
Yeah.
I don't really, like when I perform, if I had a bunch of words written on a paper, then like I just I'm like a bit dyslexic or something. So it like I have to like sit down, stop, think, read it first, and then like start reading it.
Right.
Like when I start reading a sentence, it'll just start jumping all over the place. Like I'll skip to the next word. It just gets all messed up really easily.
Right. You might have some dyslexia in you.
Yeah. Cause I used to like really suck in school, but from like real recent, like I understood everything they were talking about, but when it came to like writing it out or like reading the assignments and shit, like I got everything from like when they were doing lectures and stuff like that, but not when it actually came to studying material or like writing it out. So like I'm pretty good at writing now, but that's only because I like practice at it. So
right. Do you remember your worst show?
Oh my god, probably. Oh, there's your cat.
There's my cat. There she is.
Definitely, it was when I first got to England and I went to this like town called Stoke-on-Trent, and I just ate it. But the audience was so tough. Like it was a bunch of like British truck drivers, and they just started like ripping on me so hard, and I lost them right off the top. And I was only supposed to do 10 minutes, but then some guy didn't show up, so they made me do 20. It wasn't even a lot, and it was just like people there are just fucked. Like it's like when it's just some of the most terrifying just people that were in this town in this like one comedy club. And like I had a joke about going to the gym, and there's like he's like the only gym is up your ass, and he went like that, and just like everyone started like laughing at his joke, and I was like,
oh my god,
I didn't really understand their heckles because I wasn't fully in tune with the accent yet. So it's like somebody would say something and everyone would start laughing, and you want to like, you're supposed to, that's your opportunity to do a comeback or like whatever. But I literally just didn't even know what he was saying because some of the accents are so thick.
So thick. Yeah. I've never been over to the UK, so I have no idea what it's like over there.
It's very strange. It's very cramped. That's the one thing I noticed. Like, we just have more space in general here. You know what I mean? Like there, everything's occupied. I was just thinking about that. Like every time you go down a street, it's like there's walls everywhere because it's just these narrow roads with buildings on the side. But it's always like 2 or 3 story continuous housing. there's no like breaks or fields. Like every single space is occupied. So just like when you look, you don't really look around too often anywhere in the UK, and it's like landscapes, unless you're like in a rural village area. Like everything is kind of very efficient, and all the spaces are occupied. It's really bizarre.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there like a place over there that you really dig and like a lot, like a city or?
Well, I lived in Manchester for about a year. I was supposed to move to London, but there's one town in Manchester's in the north, right? And then there's like, it's like northwest, and then a little bit south is Wales, but right on the border, there's a town called Chester, and it's like gorgeous. And it's like that old Tudor housing with the white with it's like white plaster with like the wooden panels on it. Like
yes.
That housing. It's just like all these rows of those houses. It looks like something from Oliver Twist.
Oh,
just
wow.
these full like buildings, and it's just like one of the most amazing in the entire city is this wall around it from like Roman area, and these like canals and stuff like that. It's like there's some of the grossest, most rundown cities I've ever seen in my entire life. They're like almost like third world looking, and then just other places that are just like, oh my god, like
from a storybook.
Every doorway here would be the most historic, cherished like piece of architecture in Halifax or any other North American city, and just like this entire city is like made of them. You know what I mean? God
damn, that's crazy. Do you think you'll go back?
I don't know. I don't see the point at this right now. It's too hard to say. I mean, the amount of money I spent going over there, and then having to relocate again, it'd just be like, dude, it'd be too much. I think it might be done.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's so uncertain. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody. I was listening to your album.
Oh yeah.
I love that bit about like doing comedy at the sex party or the orgy. Was it an orgy or a sex party? Or I guess they're kind of the same thing.
It was like a sex club.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in Toronto.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was. There's like a lot of those like weird swingers clubs and stuff like that in Ontario. Yeah, they're everywhere. Not anymore. I was thinking about that the other day too. I was like, holy shit, it's gonna take a long time before people are gonna be doing that kind of thing. Maybe this was like, maybe they're like, I'm not a religious person, but maybe now I'm trying to think maybe God is real, and he's just like, all right, everyone stop. No more
fucking.
No more. Just everyone chill out. No one's fighting. I think that's good, right?
Well, like, yeah.
Are we doing wars in COVID? Is there a war going on right now? I don't know.
I think it might have been created by Zoom.
Yeah. Right.
Like maybe Zoom started this to get everybody on their app.
Well, no, let's face it. If anyone did, it was Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Right?
I actually think all these things will come back. It's just a matter of when.
How come there's no Bezos started COVID? Bezos did COVID.
You should start it.
That's the next, like, Epstein killed himself. Bezos did COVID.
Send out a tweet. Start that shit up. I was gonna ask you about your fucking you have a big following on Instagram. You have a lot of followers.
Yeah, that's just my friend had this account thing where it's like not bots, but it's like a bunch of guys in Morocco he was paying to just follow, like, when you just like follow people and they follow you back. So he that was a few years ago, and he was like, yeah, I got this thing that just gets you tons of followers on Facebook or Instagram, because it was like when it was new. And I was like, and my friend had like 45,000 followers. I was like, oh man, I want that. They signed me up. And then it was just like, I just started getting like insane amount of followers.
Whoa.
all people from like Nigeria and like Sierra Leone and people from like Iraq and just these random countries. And just like, so it's just like, if you look at the numbers, like I'm just in like Nigeria, I'm just huge. Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, like, there you go. Like, it's a lot of work. Like, I'm trying to grow Intoxicated's following now and there, and I'm just manually doing it myself, going through and like, I'm an expert stalker now. I'm just like, anyone with comedy in their name, follow them. Anyone who's liked a picture of a comedy show, follow them. Like, I'm going in and I'm targeting people. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, now I understand why there's jobs in social media, because I could easily do this all day. It's hard.
Yeah, the thing that thing where it's like those algorithms, or I don't know what they're called, but they pretty much banned the software. Like, it got to a point where I just like opened the app and it said your account is like
shadow banned.
Yeah, there was like, I got some warnings, so I had to turn it off, and then they it's like account management software. They don't allow that anymore. So it was kind of like back in the Wild West of social media.
Oh, wow.
Like when you could like buy followers and stuff like that. And it doesn't really mean anything, because like when I post something, it's the actual amount of people who really follow me on the internet is like, that's kind of more like the amount of likes I get are more equivalent. I guess it doesn't show the likes anymore, does it?
It doesn't, but you can click and count them if you really want to. Like, it'll just say like,
shit.
Yeah, it'll just say like, Sarah liked your photo and others, and then you just click the others.
Oh, I should have lied. I should have lied to you and be like, yeah, I'm a pretty big deal.
But you know what? Like, it's so, I have such a love-hate relationship with Instagram, because I love it for so many reasons. But I fucking hate these like spammy accounts that will just comment like, great content, bro, keep it up. Like, on your...
I gotta help me become a local influencer. Cause like if you were full and you're like tech savvy.
I'm pretty tech savvy, but I'm also like...
People probably think I'm a big dog with all my like Nigerian and fucking Uzbeki followers, you know?
You got a lot. Like, you have, like, I've been on the struggle bus trying just to get to 1,000.
Yeah, no, it was like, you used to be able to get a ton of followers. And then it's, so it's not you, it's the system.
Yeah.
If you want followers, you gotta get on like fucking TikTok, but you gotta be like 13 to do that.
I did one TikTok lip syncing to one of Kathleen McGee's jokes from her album.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
I did it to wish her happy. I did it for Kathleen, because it was her birthday.
Did you get like a lot of views?
I don't think so. But with TikTok, like, here's the thing with TikTok. I just don't know how to make the videos yet. Like, I just haven't actually figured out how to curate. Like, I have a lot of funny ideas. I have this idea for, like, a little sketch thing I want to do. And I might be able to put it on TikTok. But I want it to be podcaster tries camgirling for the first time. And it'll just be me alone on screen being like... I'm just waiting for people to join.
Yeah.
Like just and then they start saying dirty things to me, but then I start questioning them like a podcaster. I have like.
Do you want to do You want to do the cam? You want to be a cam girl and do a podcast?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Well, like that's what the video will be, not in real life. I don't think I could do webcamming in real life, like sexy webcamming. I feel like it, no. Like, the posting pictures and having people pay for them, that I could do. But the live camming...
Yeah, it's weird.
And also, a lot of these bitches just talk and then show a boob every now and then.
I think it sounds like sounds like a lot of work.
A lot of work, a lot of mental energy, like talking and conversing with people... developing a relationship with them to a point where they trust you and they want to come back and pay you. Like, it's a lot of fucking, like, I fucking kudos to anyone who does it. I don't think I could. And I've done comedy live streams. Oh yeah, like going back to Twitch, like, I do a lot of live streaming for the podcast, and the weirdest comments that I've got have been from Twitch.
Okay, that's when you need to get the your business standpoint. You got to get the followers from Twitch, right?
Yeah.
Then they want to see the pictures of your boob or whatever.
It's all a funnel.
What do you do on Twitch?
Well, every now and then, like sometimes I'll live stream. Sometimes I'll put these recordings live. Not all the time, but sometimes.
You don't play video games or anything?
No. Well, there's like categories on there. There's like a just chatting category where it's like talk shows and podcasts and stuff like this.
Oh.
There's like ASMR is really big on Twitch. I love ASMR. Not everyone does. It's an acquired.
I don't got that thing that makes
you don't have the thingy?
No.
I do. And I love it.
Fucking aluminum foil in front of you, and then you like fall on the ground. You're like, it's like catnip or something.
Well, right? It doesn't make you calm or anything, but it
no, but you know when cats
you.
like catnip, it's like you get kind of you hallucinate or whatever.
Yeah. Oh well, but that's it's weird that you mentioned hallucinate because like one thing that this quarantine has done for me is it's making me want to try mushrooms.
Oh yeah.
I've never done them.
It's a nice way to like clear out your cobwebs in your brain, you know?
Is that what it does? Clears out the cobwebs?
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mental housekeeping.
Well, like just the idea of like seeing things and stuff used to really terrify me, and now I'm like, nah, I could deal with that.
I don't think you really see things on mushrooms. You more see like kind of like get wavy, kind of like going on. Yeah, like the camera just goes in and out of focus, right? Like it's kind of more like things like around, like just the things you're seeing around, like shifting around, but not like a pink bunny jumps to the wall and starts like running around your head or anything.
Right. Okay. So it's not as extreme as I probably think it is.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like around so many comedians all the time that I'm like, you don't know how mushrooms work? What are you?
I know, but that's the thing. I've never done them because I've always
like when you only hang out with drug addicts, you're like, you don't know what hallucinations are like on mushrooms. All right.
I have no, and I feel like I'm doing a disgrace to life by having never tried them.
Yeah. You might like them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't done. Well, I don't really have the urge anymore. I did it, and then it's not like I did it once and I was like, that's enough. But there's teenagers and then in my 20s a bit, but then just like I loved it, and then it just like I would do it like every few months, and then the gaps got bigger, and now I don't really have a whole. I don't really have a desire to do it anymore. Kind of like I time with it. And...
Do you have any vices that like help you deal with life? Like whether that's
like weed.
Is it weed? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's your thing.
What else counts as a vice?
I mean, it's a good question. Like I think it's typically it's like either booze, sex, drugs.
Yeah, those things are great. I don't like the
three,
booze.
Please.
Yeah, booze is good. I stopped drinking. I find that makes sex worse. Everyone wants to get drunk and have booze and then have sex, but I think it just makes sex more difficult.
Oh, you mean like drunk sex makes it more difficult? Yeah. Absolutely. I hate drunk. Like it's not good. I think like maybe a couple drinks, but yeah, no, not drunk.
Sure. No, but like I find like most of the time, by the time two people are willing enough to have sex with complete strangers,
yeah,
probably not. Even if you're not like you're like blackout or like puking or anything, but it's just like you're not going to perform well,
Nope, absolutely not. Yeah, it is a nerve-wracking experience.
Yeah.
Which is why I like to like know someone a bit.
Sure.
Like that kind of excites me more than strangers. Because it's strangers, it's nerve.
That's why you gotta get drunk. I think it would be really weird for two people to just kind of be like, all right, let's hi, all right, let's go have that sex.
Okay. I actually I had a fivesome in December.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, with two couples, and it was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of. I knew one couple better than the other couple. The other couple was a total stranger.
Oh, really?
It was just like, well, they're attractive.
Was it fun?
It was, yeah. I mean, like, there was fun moments. I truly felt like, because it was two couples, that I was just a tool for both of them. And I think that they both walked out of that experience feeling like stronger, but I was like, I'm going home alone, so this wasn't as fun for me.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's the thing. You're like, all right, well, see you guys.
Yeah, peace out. Yeah. It was weird. It was like like kind of like what you said. Not a sex club, but it was like a sex party. And it took a lot for me to like come out of my shell. I felt like an awkward like girl at a new school. Like and actually, literally, there were lockers. Like there were lockers that you put your stuff in.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of like probably like the place in Toronto.
Yeah, it's like you go in.
Were you there just like, hey, can I like put a finger somewhere, guys? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, but it was weird because everyone was so respectful. Like, it was very respectful, and like no one really hit on me. But I saw all eyes staring at me like the whole time because I was told if you go as like a lone female, like your guys are gonna be looking at you.
Yeah.
Like you have your pick of the litter. Like if you're a lone female going into that, you have the pick of the litter. Like you can choose whatever guy you want and go.
I'd imagine.
And I felt so awkward, so I was like, I'll just stay with the couple that I came with. And then we met another couple, and then you came
with them, you left with them.
I actually didn't come. I don't think anyone came.
Oh my god. Wow. That sounds doesn't sound very good.
It was just a lot of stuff going on, and I don't think that anyone had an orgasm. I think we were all too nervous.
Yeah. Should have started small.
A lot of the guys, I hate saying this in case he listens, but like, I do think that like it was so hot that like we got nervous, all of us.
Hot, like they had the temperature up too high?
That, and it was 5 attractive people, like all naked, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it was intimidating.
Sensory overload.
Like I've never had a threesome. I just jumped right to 5. Like I didn't.
Yeah, you went too high. You got to start on like, what is it like with you were going for like black diamond sex. Like you were going for like, you got to start with like the blue square or whatever it is and ski Bunny Hill. Yep. Work your way up.
Like I think the best situation for a sex party is to go there with a hookup buddy.
Yeah.
Bring someone with you and then see what happens. Because, like, I'd love to have a threesome. I just don't want to have a threesome with a fucking couple. You know? Like, because then you're always the odd person out.
Mm-hmm.
You will not feel as included instantly. Despite what they do.
You're the third wheel. It's just a different situation. Whereas if you're with a couple, it doesn't matter if you're like at dinner with them or going on a road trip or try to have sex with both of them. If you're the third wheel, you're the third wheel. It's gonna be awkward.
I will say though, I highly encourage like sex parties and stuff like that because it does set it up very easily that there's no awkwardness. It's just
you better not be on endorsing sex parties right now. That's
not right now. That's true. I keep forgetting. I think it's a defense mechanism that I'm just like, oh no, everything's okay, but it's not okay. After this is over and the virus is like totally gone and people can fuck strangers again, then go do it.
There you go.
Be safe, everybody. Don't exchange bodily fluids with people who you don't know are COVID free.
Yeah, you don't know where they've been.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. Man, it's real sad. I have no idea when single people are gonna be able to fuck again.
I think, you know what?
Bleak.
I got like I don't know. It's just so hard to say, right?
Yeah.
You can also get it from going to it's like an STD, but like you can give it to people, anybody. You just give it to them by getting it. You know what I mean? I guess it is a virus, but it's like, imagine if you like got chlamydia and then everyone you went around when you're touching like lamp poles.
Got chlamydia. It's almost like HPV. It's like the more deadly HPV, because HPV is something that like everybody, you can get HPV by just like kissing somebody.
no one's even talking about HPV right now.
Yeah, that's like the baby kitten of viruses.
A hospital with HPV, and they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Like, everyone has it. We all have it. Yeah, but like, yeah, no, it's funny because I went in. There was a time during this quarantine where I went into a spiral of like researching articles about, is it safe to bang right now?
Oh, I've done that a million times too. It's just like, well, it's like you read like 500 words and they're like, just go jerk off. I'm like, that's not.
I know. I fucking hate that. It's not the same thing.
Everyone's reading the same articles, trying to figure it out. Same every time.
Well, and from what I've seen, there's no consistent answer on whether it's safe or not.
But here's the thing I was thinking about too, though. It's like all the information you're reading about that kind of stuff is like by the CDC, where it's like New York or some super densely populated area. Like I was listening to the state of Rhode Island has like one of the highest rates of infection, and they have this. It's the same population as Nova Scotia, but there's like I don't know the exact percent, but there's like tons more rates of infection just because it's such a densely populated area. So all the information you're hearing is like, created an environment where they're taking that into consideration. So it's like, I think Nova Scotia is like, we're pretty isolated here still. So it's not as bad as like.
It's not as bad here. Yeah, that's very true.
I don't know. So, but then again, that's the thing. It's not like there's enough testing to really know what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy. I hate it. And and I just don't know. It's just a weird thing having your life on hold and like you truly don't know what's gonna happen. You just gotta like take it day by day. Are you like do you have any like new hobbies that you've taken up during this time? Or like anything what is that? I was trying to figure out what that was earlier.
It's a weed tent.
What is it?
I'm growing pot in there.
Oh my god, I saw this on your Instagram. So you're growing pot.
Yeah, I got some herbs in there too, actually. But
what? Whoa. That is so cool.
So.
Damn.
See that there's like it's a little plant there. It's actually growing a lot.
That's amazing.
I got a humidifier in there, and then it just goes out the window.
So is that like what's the word? I don't have a green thumb, but like is it time consuming and like do you have to do a lot of work to maintain that or?
No, and that's the thing. I haven't been finding this to be very difficult. I find it very time consuming. And I think everyone who's saying it's difficult and time consuming are stoners, right?
Or they're stoned.
If you smoke a debilitating amount of weed, like if you're just wrecked out of your mind, growing a plant's going to seem very difficult, and you're going to like fuck it up and stuff.
A lot of things will seem difficult.
Maybe I'm speaking too soon, but I have the feeling that that is not as hard as people say it is.
Yeah.
No, come at me, stoners.
That's fair. I'm useless when I'm high. That's why I don't podcast high because I just don't talk. I've been experimenting with edibles lately.
Oh yeah.
And edibles just knock me right out, and everything becomes like the way I describe it is like every task that I have to do feels like I'm going to Mordor. Like it's there was one time I did them recently where it kicked in as I was putting an episode together to release, and I was like, I got time. I just ate the cookie. I got time. It kicked in as I was editing.
It's so unpredictable. I cannot time edibles. Like
that.
I got this thing, vaporizer.
Yes. Oh, that's the one that my friend Shannon has.
It's amazing. It's changed my life. My teeth are cleaner.
Yeah.
My lungs are getting better. Like smoking pot it's still inhaling carcinogens, right? Yeah. It's just not there's not as many carcinogens, but it still has the tar, and it's still, it's not good for you. Like, but it's not as bad as like smoking cigarettes and stuff though, but it's just like you're still putting stress on your system. But this is like almost eliminates all of it.
And that would be better than joints too, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm usually a joint smoker, but I do like the vape.
I think it's fun to like smoke a joint with somebody, else's, because it's more of like a social activity. But, I don't really like smoking it by just going out. Now that I've quit smoking, I don't really like going out and smoking a joint. It just doesn't seem appealing.
Oh my gosh. Post comedy show joints with the comics.
Yeah.
Like there would be multiple joints going around, and like it would like all intersect at me, and I'd be like so much weed. It's one thing
so much. Yeah. It's passing around joints.
Passing around joints. Multiple joints, like sometimes someone would have a pipe, and then all of a sudden Sarah has to get home on the bus high as fuck because she got too high after a comedy show.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And that's always the worst time, being high on the bus.
Yeah, you're looking around, and you realize you're one of those weird bus people.
Yeah. I haven't been on the bus in a long time though. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not being on the bus.
I see a bus just like out my window. It's just I see there's like a bus stop terminal thing, and I just see these empty buses coming and going all day. It's so spooky.
Yeah, they're not really busy.
No.
But I guess I heard like some people are joyriding the bus, like just going on it for no reason. I'm like, oh,
that's sad.
God, we're in the end times. People are doing that.
Yeah, just riding the bus.
Yeah, it's not good, not good. But holy shit, we are at an hour 50. So.
Oh my God, what is
time flies when you're having fun.
Or something?
We are done. I think this is our episode. But Nick, let everybody know where they can follow you on Instagram and become a new follower on Instagram.
One of my legions of fans. You're out there.
Especially if you're in Halifax. He wants to take over Halifax.
I got a lot of Moroccans. I gotta take over Halifax next.
What's your Instagram handle?
It's at Nick Martinello. And at Nick Martinello on Twitter, Facebook, whatever. I got TikTok at Nick Martinello.
Oh,
I don't got for TikTok. I'm holding down the every time there's a new social media platform, I have to go try to get the domain name in case the pedophile gets it first. Right?
And literally in your case.
Oh yeah, and he's going to be trying to like bait people on TikTok. That's
my God.
For a pedophile, that's like the best place, you know what I mean? It's like Amazon for pedophiles.
It truly is. There's so many preteens. Yeah. But are you gonna start making TikToks?
Oh, no, hell no. Not till there's like, with Instagram, how it was started by kids. Then adults figured out how they could contribute to it. We're at the point where it's all 14-year-olds. We have to make sure it's going to be around long enough that it's not just the next Vine where people are going to lose interest in it. And then once the teenagers have taught everyone how to use it, then there will be right now it's just weird to see it like a grown up, an adult on TikTok.
You know what though? This is what I'll say about TikTok. If you actually take some time and sit down and scroll through and like the things you really think are funny, it will show you more. It'll show you more of the things you like. So like I've spent a lot of time on TikTok laughing my ass off because there's some funny shit on there. You need to interact with it for it to show you the content that you actually want to see.
I don't like physical comedy, so I don't like when it's like people like they have a shirt and then they're wearing a different shirt. It's like great editing trick. You know what I mean? I don't really.
Yeah. But there's some that are really Vine-ish. Like I was big into Bo Burnham's Vines, where it's just him talking. There's a lot of people like that too, that just talk, and it's nothing really like fancy schmancy.
Really?
Yeah. I would encourage you to peruse TikTok. You might like it more than you think.
Okay.
Because I had my guards up too, but I started actually liking things, and it started showing me funnier stuff.
All right.
Just
okay.
I don't know if I like comedians putting their stand-up sets on there though. I'm like, just put it on YouTube or put it on IGTV or something.
I agree with you on that. It's weird. See, I don't really want to I don't want another app in my life.
That's true. It's overwhelming. There's a lot.
Or if I'm gonna get a new app, I'm gonna quit an old app. I'm gonna quit Twitter.
I would quit Facebook over Twitter. I still enjoy.
Oh, that's good.
I enjoyed Twitter for what it is. I would keep Messenger. Get rid of Facebook.
If you could keep Messenger, that'd be sweet.
You can actually technically. You can delete your Facebook profile and still keep Messenger.
No way.
Mm-hmm. They're separate, even though they're connected.
All right. Well, I really gotta pee. So
okay, let's close this fucking out. Thank you for coming, buddy.
Okay.
And everyone,
all right, thanks a lot for having me.
And everyone, download and listen to Nick's album. You can find it wherever. I'm assuming wherever you can find albums, Spotify.
Oh, and I gotta get my calendar out because on.
Oh yeah, what you got?
On first weekend in June, I think it's June 6th. I'm gonna be performing at New Scotland Brewery in Dartmouth. So I'm gonna do.
Sweet.
They got a live feed. It's gonna be. They have a laugh track, so it's not totally awkward. Travis recently a local comic, so I think it's gonna be 9 p.m. I gotta confirm the date, but I'm pretty sure it's June 6th. They can check me out there.
Amazing.
That's gonna be lots of fun. So I'm really looking forward to that.
For some reason, Nick thought I missed that show.
Set ever.
I thought I missed that show. I thought you did that recently and I missed it, but that's good to know that I didn't.
It got postponed. They had to reschedule.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, that's awesome. So guys, definitely check that out. And thanks so much, Nick, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's great having you, and I hope to see you soon.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay, see you, bud.